Hello Pisces, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect and this is your reading for whenever you come across it. We are now mid-April 2021 going into May 2021. I haven't read for you for so long, I can't even get a thread literally on anyone, but what I'm using just now is my little dice, and what it's come through is obviously Pisces, but Jupiter in the 12th house, which actually is quite relevant for this reading, because in your unconscious, your subconscious, you have the shadow itself, which is where it belongs, but it's in reverse. Now Jupiter expands, yeah, so it's expanding everything in your 12th house, basically, Pisces. I actually think that's quite relevant for you based on current astrology. Yeah, would it be? Because I think Jupiter's currently in Aquarius in Western astrology. So that would make it your 12th house, wouldn't it? I don't know. No, it's your second house. I think. What it's telling me is that there is some sort of expansion. Almost like, it can even be like kind of blowing things out of proportion in your 12th house. Your 12th house is an incredibly difficult house, in my opinion. It is a house full of karma, unseen enemies, your deep psyche, restrictions, limitations, prison, that sort of thing. And this is what's trying to come through. And I really do think you're putting a big stopper on it, because you're trying to keep things balanced with the angel of balance down here in your psyche, in your 12th house. But it needs to surface, and I really do feel, Pisces, that there are messages trying to come through to you, you know, maybe from a guide or an ancestor on the other side, if that's what you vibe with. But it might well be that, you know, there is maybe an elder in your environment that you need some help with something. Let me just read you a little bit of this. I use this hand because I've got a really guff nail in my right hand. I had an argument with the Hoover again. Although I, the turtle, am a newborn, I have lived lifetimes. I have come through to teach this young one, who is of both the land and the sea. There are lessons she must understand in order to be of any benefit in this world. Others will gather around and try to overhear the secrets I share with her, but the knowledge is for her. Soon she will have initiations and teachings in sacred practice. Until then, she must listen well to the very old ones, for they know the shape of the future. You are now about to celebrate life's great shifts in more meaningful ways. No more just being a follower. You become an initiator, because you've listened to the wise words of the oldest creature on the planet, the one who carries Gaia on her back. You're about to enter into a real relationship with the cycles of the planet, and you will be asked to observe these respectfully, thanks to the teaching of an elder. A mentor, elder, or otherwise one will instruct you at this time, but she may come in the form of a young person. Listen, choose this person well. Your mentor must be a good teacher. Indigenous ancestral practices of your bloodline and spirit line are being reclaimed. I don't know if you resonate with Egypt at all, but I get a kind of Egypt vibe off this. I genuinely think this is something that's trying to come through to you, Pisces, and you're blocking it. You've got the unseen in the past here and the sage in reverse. The sage has foresight, wisdom, age, and it suggests maybe, you know, if not some sort of naivety, some sort of block in, you know, foresight. But I think it comes from a kind of fear, because you're actually coming through with venom, which is clearly an issue. Either this is you or the person you're connected with. You understand, it's a general reading, it can be completely flipped. But you've been told to take a leap of faith here. You've got the scarab beetle, which is magic works through you, and the grasshopper spirit. This is kind of where the Egypt thing came in. So this is actually allowing spirit to work through you, allowing allowing yourself to be guided, being open to messages, and sort of, I feel like I've been saying a similar thing for most of my readings of late. I know I've done very few, but it might be this is just the general message here. The grasshopper wants you to move to the next level in something, to take a leap of faith. It's obviously a bit like the Fool card. You're supposed to have faith in whatever is coming through, whatever signals or signs you're picking up on, you're supposed to go with something new, a new idea, a new relationship, a new situation. And you need to trust that, Pisces, but I don't think you're trusting it, because I think you see that it comes with some darkness, and it does, because obviously in your psyche, your unconscious, the underworld, what needs to be brought to the surface, the shadow's in reverse here, so it kind of speaks to me like you haven't addressed anything down there. There might be a lot that needs to come up to be purged, you know, given that you're coming through with the venom sideways. So there it feels like a bit of avoidance, because it might be a bit, you know, murky. This is denying unconscious aspects of yourself. It's unwelcome truth sometimes, something that might be kind of unspeakable, something you don't like about yourself. That's how the shadow is obviously created. When we've made adaptations, when we've done things as children usually, and all through life that, you know, hasn't been received well, we just stuff it down there. In terms of, you know, integrating that, it needs to be addressed. The bits that we don't like about ourselves, that we don't like other people to say, that needs to be addressed. But it's unwelcome for you, Pisces. So I don't know if you might need to seek some external help with this. My intuition is saying that it is coming through, that you are getting, you know, nudges to move in that direction, to open your eyes, to wake up, and to look at something that you're probably not really comfortable addressing. In the past, as I say, you've got the unseen, with the Sage in reverse. I'll put him up right so you can see him, and the happy family. So there might have been a broken relationship here, or this might be, you know, your actual family, mum, dad, brothers, sisters. It's something, again, kind of unwelcome about the unseen. It's an unwillingness to seek a resolution, to address something, to seek forgiveness, to get an apology. There's something not resolved here, and it's from the past. The Sage speaks about the past, and this is in your past. So there's something here. The Sage is a wee bit like the Hermit, you know, so it's kind of hidden. It's looking for guidance, looking for inspiration, looking for wisdom. But when he's in reverse, it almost feels like you don't want to look. You've just compartmentalized it. You've just like shut that part off. You don't want to address it. It's like, I'm done and I'm okay with it. But you're clearly, well, maybe you are okay with it, but, you know, in terms of, you know, your soul's path and what you're supposed to be learning and, you know, developing, it seems to have left you with some sort of poison here. The venom literally is a poison. It is sideways. It's not completely in reverse. So, I mean, it's not good whatever way this comes up. This is something toxic in your environment. It could be this man. You could be this man. So it would suggest it's in a love matter or a love relationship, or it's that you're not open to love, or you're blocked to love, you're cold-hearted, or the person you're dealing with is. But it feels like it's what did I get on that? I can't help it. I get starstruck around you. I'm not really sure what that is. This is also about not being able to self-realize due to unforgiveness. So it can be like a toxic relationship, a toxic situation, unwillingness to find a solution. That's very, very similar to this over here. So there's something here that's toxic, a toxic relationship that maybe it may have been because of a breakup in the past, and that's left you with some sort of, like, you know, poison in your heart, there's a lot of darkness here that needs to be purged, and it's really kind of saying it's not going to be purged until you actually address this. As much as you're trying to seek a balance here, it's almost kind of like kidding yourself on, because there's no true balance unless you really do bring that up and go through. I would say that it's not the motions, it's worse than motions. You have to unlock Pandora's box back here, and let it all out, and at the very least take some sort of control about what is down here, what is being like shunted, ignored, shifting. It's like the unseen, drawing a veil. My Auntie Pam always says we'll draw a veil over that because it's a bit unpleasant. People, we're not going to talk about that. Certain things. But it's always there. It's always there. And this is what's running the show. The fact that the shadow is in reverse here. So there is a blockage. I mean, it literally might be in your heart. And if it is, that will come through grief or sorrow. But if you were to address this, there is obviously the hope that that would be, uprighted and expunged. Because it's a poison, it's a toxin, it has to come out. You literally got to suck it out and spit it out. And you're being guided that way. You're being guided that way. Now this is a little bit interesting, because this is your guidance, which is the siren. Now this can be kind of like putting out a call for help sometimes, but it's also temptation. With the Magician in the mirror, it can speak it like an opportunity is going to be missed here. It's almost like a little bit of a warning. So there is a timing aspect. The timing is right to do something here, and it's like you're not taking advantage of it. You're not taking the advantage, or you're not addressing something that needs to be transformed in this department. So there's resistance, and it could be a missed opportunity here. Now the siren, I just see her with this little gem coming out her mermaid tail. Is like, this is what the call is. So it's like pheromones like busting out of her. So they can be like, as I say, it's very tempting, it's very femme fatale, it can be quite lustful, it can be quite needy in some ways. So it almost feels like there's some sort of opportunity here for a relationship, but because there's like maybe something that's gone down in the past here, that it might bring stuff to the surface that you've chosen to like box off and just leave, in the attic. There is a possibility of a missed opportunity here. Now, with it being the guidance, it could say that might actually be your guidance to bypass this. If there is some sort of temptation, it would very much be probably sexual, with a femme fatale type, archetype. I'll clarify that further. Because where you're going, and I cannot believe I'm getting, I mean, I've not done a lot of readings over the last couple of months, but I'm sure I've had in the future position, the desert come up at least once, maybe twice, and then I've had the cave. So I just feel like with all my readings, it seems to be like there's a lot of opportunities here, but ultimately the choice comes down to people choosing to isolate themselves, either in the desert or the cave. And this is feeling isolated, feeling a drought, nothing doing. It might be, on the, sexual front, it might be some sort of sexual repression even. It might be that you're not prepared to open up to someone because you think, they're cold and maybe spiteful and they're going to like literally poison you. But yeah, the future is looking at, currently we're moving into the desert. We're feeling like isolated, feeling kind of deadened and disorientated and not getting any sort of nourishment here. So I've clarified this, and I have got the door to healing and happiness, the throat chakra in reverse, no communication, lack of self-expression, and it is with regards to the sacral chakra, which is about intimacy specifically, well, not specifically, but usually sexual intimacy. It's you know, it's the womb. It's almost like sort of like sexual healing, with it being like the door to healing and happiness. Because, I don't know, I just feel someone's like really confused here, because the venom is about, you know, something that's really harmful. Alex, honey, I'm recording. Oh, sorry. All right, doll. My dog and cat, like 1.5 years on, nightmare. So there's been some sort of sting here that's still very much with you. It could have been a really draining relationship, or just, you know, unsatisfying. Oh God, yeah, what did I get on that? Toxoplasmosis. Why did I get that? It's because it's been attracted to something that's really bad for you. And that might be what's happened in the past. You just, you know, you didn't see it, and you made like what you would consider a mistake here. You felt unwise and maybe a little bit stupid. Oh, do you know, I'm getting that again, and I got it when I was, see the right hand side of my head. I normally when I'm like meditating or whatever, the crown of my head will be like really tingly and buzzy, but this is all the right hand side. Now the right hand side speaks to me that this is something present and, you know, of this life, but it also saying that there's messages trying to come through, or like here and now. So I don't know if you're getting buzzed, or you know, if you experience this. Because I've got the riddle at the base of the deck, I think someone here is confused about how to proceed with this. And because they're confused, and because they're not clear, and because there is suspected or actual something that is, you know, proper damaging, they're just choosing to isolate themselves. I've got the man holding a heart in reverse as you, and I've also got the angel of love in reverse, cornucopia in reverse. So I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's have a wee look. I'm clear on this, and I'm clear on this, and I'm clear on this. Yeah, see that toxoplasmosis thing? I came across an interview some time ago. What's his name? Is it Robert Sapolsky? Super cool guy. Does loads of stuff on YouTube. And it's a parasite, obviously. You know, obviously we get it from cat's feces, but it also comes through in meat. And he was saying that something like literally half the world's population has got toxoplasmosis. And it's latent. When you first get it, you get like, you know, a fever and a cold or kind of flu symptoms, but then it kind of lies latent in you, and it can be triggered. And there was some professor who said that when, in terms of organ transplants, he had said when he was doing like, you know, studies on this, that if, specifically men, it seems to affect men, and it does more so women in terms of how it changes their behaviour, it actually changes their behaviour, is that if someone had come in via a car accident, you know, driving at high speed, he would say to other medical staff, check them for toxoplasmosis before you use their organs in a transplant, because it literally is transferred. So there was a high propensity for people, men specifically, with toxoplasmosis to get involved in car accidents, to get involved in really risky behaviour. For women, it made them a little bit more promiscuous, but it doesn't seem to have the same sort of, you know, mental effects that it does on men. It was highly prevalent in people with schizophrenia as well. But what it was is rats who would normally, even if they had been like, you know, generations of them had been, you know, reared in labs, for example, regardless as to that environment, if you were to put them in a space where there was cat urine, that, you know, they would move to the other side, they would leg it, they knew it was bad. But when a rat had toxoplasmosis, it would be attracted to the cat urine and not attracted to the cat. It actually wanted to mate with the cat. So this was the way the parasite was able to, you know, neurologically alter the host, so that basically the rat would then be, you know, eaten or killed by the cat, because the toxoplasmosis can only actually duplicate, if you like, in the womb of a cat. It's fucking weird. Really freaked me out. But it's not, I mean, it's not just cat, it is mainly cats, but obviously all sort of parasites do this. But I mean, it's absolutely fascinating. You ever want to look it up. I don't know why I just sort of saw that, because it was almost like the pheromones were being spat out. There was like some sort of attraction here, some sort of draw, but it's almost like going, what the fuck? Why am I drawn to, you know, venom and cold-heartedness? This can be you, you know, because I know that they're gonna eat me. I know they're gonna eat me. There's something in that. There's something in that. Yeah, there is. Okay, just show me who the man holding a heart is. I mean, usually I read for a feminine, so I would normally think this is someone you're connected with, but you know, it can't be you. Why is the man holding a heart in the Pisces reading in reverse with venom? My fairies. Why is the man holding a heart? Why is the man... Hold on, I wasn't ready. Why is the man holding a heart? Show me the man holding a heart in the Pisces reading with venom. Show me the man holding a heart. It's the Pook. I think he came out upright. This is about initiating some sort of resolution here. Did I not say that? The venom is about unforgiveness and not attempting to find a solution. And to a certain extent, so is the unseen. So I just think there's been some sort of, the venom can be like really, you know, cursed speech, or it's just a toxic relationship, you know, that can manifest in so many different ways here. So either you or this other person, as you currently are possibly considering initiating some sort of resolution here. The shapeshifter is one to watch, because, you know, they can wear various guises. 996. Show me the Pook. Just one more from a Pook. The riddle. Oh God, no, it's Epona. Yeah, see, this is the nightmare stuff. There's something that's bringing up nightmares here. There's something that someone feels, you know, kind of stuck to, attached to. There's just a feeling of toxicity. There's something unhealthy. It does need to be addressed. There's no two ways about that, Pisces. You can't ignore it. You can't square it off and box it off until you've dealt with it, you know. But there's because this is representing you, and if it's not you, it's who you are dealing with, and you're still enmeshed in their energy, you know. Epona's Wild Daughter is about being stuck in a nightmare, being stuck in denial, being held here by the universe, by Epona, and you urgently need to address something. So there can be, you know, it can be nightmares, it can be madness. It's usually self-denial more than anything, but it's urgent because there's something buried here. And with it being in reverse, it's a case of you know, you're not even looking at it. You're not even looking at it, and it needs to be resolved. Someone here needs to take action in terms of resolving this. Because as much as you think, you know, maybe you've, you know, cut ties with someone or something, or a family member, it could be a family member, it's still there. It's still not addressed. And if you have entangled with them, particularly sexually, it's still going to be there unless you address this. This is like different level, you know, cleansing, you know, not just like physical. Don't just take a bath and a shower and it's all done. Yeah, there's more to be done to release yourself from any kind of attachment. But if you've tried to square it off here and ignore it, that's not going to work. But your guidance is deciding now, as I say, I don't know if this is saying, let's just ask, be advised to sort of miss out in this sort of call, the pheromones that are being put in your direction, because it could literally be a cat piss and you're a rat. And it's going to kill you. Okay, not to be dramatic, but you know what I mean. Taking in reverse here. This is kind of chaotic energy. Tatum usually sees things really, really clearly. She can do like a complete 180 and go the other direction here, and she's very discerning, you know, and curious, and an awakener that feels like this is like something you're not saying. There's something kind of dumbed down here, deadening. This is deadening. Oh, show me the siding for what is the guidance for Pisces. Oh, I bent my card. I can't shuffle these today. The siding for the guidance for Pisces. Yeah, I mean, you've got to solve the riddle here. You've got the riddle at the base of the deck. And this is, what's her name? Lace the Moon's daughter. She's literally the riddle solver. She lights up the path for you. She drops little crumbs along the way for you to follow. She shows you the gate to revelation, and that's who Solace is. Solace is about, you know, bringing everything into light. I mean, it can be like about miracles and the healing, but he shines spiritual light and empowerment on everything around him here. So there is a riddle here, and it is with regards to this siding. Now, as I say, it can be like a femme fatale type energy. It's certainly something that's very alluring and very tempting. So you might be inclined to, you know, not go there because you think it's going to be dark. And it's the cat piss that's going to like kill you. Oh God, I don't know. What I'm saying is, Pisces, and I've said it already, and the fact that I keep repeating myself on something, it means literally that is the main message of your reading. You can't ignore this. You have to address it. You have to approach it head on. You have to dig this crap up, whether you like it or not, and whether it's wholly unpleasant, whether it's unpleasantness usually about yourself or someone else, you have to address it. And it can even be that if this is a relationship you've been involved with, and it doesn't need to be romantic, it can be, you know, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your kid. It means that you need to maybe even consider why you're attracting this kind of energy to you, if it's something you are, you know, you really don't want in your life. Because if you know, subscribe to the law of attraction, we can only attract in many ways what we are. I believe sometimes the opposite. But you need to address that. Why would you draw this to you? Why is there so much confusion about this? I mean, it's not supposed to be confusing, but you know, a lot of relationships are. So you might need some sort of elder or teacher to help you with this, because there is stuff that would be really beneficial for you to get to the bottom of. Okay. Guidance is almost like to look at your nightmares. I always say, you know, keep a note of your dreams. This is more about your nightmares when Epona or laced in Epona come through. Your nightmares are almost going to shed a light on what's down here that you don't want to address because you're trying to keep, you know, yourself in check. So in the future, we're going to the desert. We're going into isolation. I mean, obviously that is still a choice. Show me the sacral chakra with the door to healing and happiness for Pisces. Picture. Gotcha. Okay, this can be a bit of a rude awakening, but it is in reverse. If it's in reverse, it kind of speaks of, again, there's a feeling of avoidance here. This is a wee bit like the Tower in reverse. It can be a really positive thing. It can be like, you know, something really unexpected happens out of the blue. It's usually the beginning of some sort of period of confusion here. There is avoidance here. You're looking to isolate yourself and avoid this. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but, you know, you have to do it fully consciously and know why you're doing it. You're not making decisions, you know, maybe purely out of fear. Understand why you're choosing to do this. Shimmy, the door to healing and happiness for Pisces. Oh, fuck a duck. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just going to say it again. It's literally unavoidable. It's right there. This is like your dark night of the soul. This can be very dark energy. It's a huge mystery. It's almost like there's something that you have to face. There's some sort of darkness that you need to face. I don't specifically know that if it is a person, but the way to release yourself, to move to, you know, the next level, to let the magic work through you, is to have some faith and trust in your ability to handle whatever is down there. Whatever is down there. And the throat chakra in reverse. Throat chakra in reverse. Yeah, kids, we don't know where we don't know if we're up, we don't know if we're down. This is the topsy-turvies. They're all over the shop. This is complete and utter chaos in the darker realms. And the journeyman talks about, you know, something new. With friends, support from friends. So, you know, whether it's an elder, whether it's a friend, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a child, you know, there's some sort of support that you need here. Maybe through a friend, or maybe through a group of people. It might be some sort of, you know, I don't know I can't even think of a group like AA. I'm not saying anything like that, but that sort of group, some sort of therapy group. It's, you know, a group of people or a group of friends where you can be open and get some help. Because something in the past here, it talks about the past, there's something in the past here that's been blocked off. It may even be a memory that you've completely currently unaware of, you know, something that may have been, you know, traumatic or hugely upsetting for you, or just way back, and you've got a crap memory. Because you've forgotten, with the Sage in reverse, you've forgotten something. And maybe if you were to delve and find out what that is, and address it, you know, the magic will work through you. So the magic veto talks about, you know, manifesting things on your behalf, helping you out. Okay. I mean, it doesn't look easy, Pisces. And honestly, Pisces, I've just got a feeling in terms of the planets that what Aquarius went through for the last 2.5 years with a pile up in the 12th house, it's now your turn. I really do think that's that. Yeah, I do think it is that. So, you know, don't rush it, but there's definitely something needs addressed. There's no two ways about it. Okay, give me some advice from my Pisces for this reading, please. I've got a feeling this is one of these ones where I'm going to read back, listen back, and feel I've missed loads. I don't know what it is, I just keep getting this like little buzz. Yeah, do you know what it was I heard? You smell like booze and you've got bad tattoos, but I love you. So this is this kind of like, it's almost like a fucking fatal attraction. That's what that is. I might even call it that. The toxoplasmosis, the fatal attraction. Do you know what I'm saying? But no, you don't know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I don't even know if that's what it is. I don't know if this is something you've got in your head that may not be accurate. I mean, you may actually be completely spot on, and it is a fatal attraction, you know. the old dark lady over here. This is like, you know, the praying mantis sometimes. Is it the praying mantis that just before they're about to mate, that she rips off his head? I honest to God think it is. Away you go. I think it is. So I'm saying like a praying mantis, toxoplasmosis, fatal attraction. Anywho, so I'm not saying you should go there. Okay, let's just see. But you need to be at least fully conscious of it. Harness mystic powers. You've already been told that in terms of your advice. That was the magic works through you. I feel you do need some guidance. Advice for Pisces, one more.
Apple juice. There's some fruit in it, really nice.
That's not apple juice, son. That's apple cider vinegar. Oh, but good luck with that. Advice for Pisces. Advice for Pisces. Oh my God. Oh. Love and let yourself be loved. The heart guardian. So there might literally be a completely unrealistic fear of someone. It might be that you are like really drawn to them, and because of that you think it might be like, you know, karmic and toxic. But this may have no bearing on any kind of relationship you've been involved in or are involved in. This is just saying your focus needs to be on your heart chakra. Because this man holding a heart here is in reverse, which means his heart chakra is blocked through some sort of grief, sorrow or loss that they've suffered or you've suffered. So your job needs to be to reopen that heart chakra. Yeah, so maybe do some online heart meditations or, you know, Reiki. Let's focus on that, because there is love trying to come through to you. There is something trying to come through for you, Pisces. But you almost need to do the internal shadow work, you know, to recognize it possibly. Okay, guys. That is your reading. Have a good week, month, however long it takes me to talk to you again. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.